It was supposed to be just another stop on his journey. Daniel had spent years chasing forgotten places, abandoned hotels, and eerie landscapes for his travel vlog. When he heard about Lakeshore Manor, a secluded hotel by a still black lake surrounded by towering mountains, he knew he had to see it for himself. The moment he pulled into the empty parking lot, he felt watched. The air was thick, too still, as if the entire world was holding its breath. The building stood frozen in time, its windows clouded with age, ivy creeping up its stone walls. And yet, the sign on the front door read, "Open." Inside, the lobby was grand yet faded, its chandeliers coated in dust, the walls lined with old portraits whose eyes seemed to follow him. At the front desk stood an elderly woman, her skin pale, her fingers bony as they tapped against the counter. She didn't smile. She didn't even greet him. She just slid a brass key across the counter and whispered, "Room 306, no matter what you hear tonight, do not open your door." Daniel smirked, thinking it was just a gimmick, a little scare tactic to make the place feel haunted. He took the key, walked through the dimly lit hallway, and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The hotel was too quiet. Then, he saw it, a painting hanging near his door. It showed a faceless man standing by the lake. His figure was tall, unnaturally thin, his head tilted slightly, as if he were listening. The nameplate below read, "The Silent Guest." A chill ran through Daniel's spine, but he shook it off and entered his room. The room was old but well kept, the bed made neatly, the air thick with the scent of aged wood. As he set up his camera, something caught his eye, the reflection of his door in the mirror. His room number 306 was flipped. It looked like 909. For some reason, that unsettled him. Still, he brushed it off, crawled into bed, and drifted into sleep. But at exactly 3:06 a.m., he woke up. Someone was knocking at his door. Slow, rhythmic pattern. His phone buzzed. A notification from his security app. Motion detected outside your door. He hesitated, then opened the live feed. A blurry figure stood just beyond the peephole, motionless, its shadow stretched across the floor. Too long, too distorted. And then, a whisper seeped through the cracks of the door. Whispering voice, "Let me in." Daniel's breath caught in his throat. He stayed still, frozen. Then, bang! The knocking turned into frantic pounding. The walls trembled with the force. Then, silence. He exhaled, heart pounding. But something felt wrong. The mirror, his reflection was missing. Then his phone buzzed again. The last frame of the recording showed the shadow inside his room, standing right at the foot of his bed. And then, a voice. Low, hoarse, whispering voice. "You shouldn't have stayed." Daniel bolted from the bed and threw open the door. But the hallway was different, stretched, endless. Doors lined both sides, slamming shut, one after the other, growing closer and closer. The only open door was at the far end. It led outside, to the lake. He ran. The next morning, the receptionist found room 306's door slightly ajar. The room was untouched. No bags, no Daniel. Only his camera lying neatly on the bed. She pressed play. The final recording showed Daniel walking toward the lake, his movements stiff, his head tilted. And just before the video ended, the faceless man in the painting turned, faceless, silent, and whispered, "Another silent guest."